Now that we have understood about the memory statements, let's move on to the next statement, which happens to be the arithmetic and logical statements. Yeah. What are these arithmetic and logical statements? Where are these used for? Just on the bottom, you could see we are on the second type of statement now. Yeah. These are used to perform loading and processing operations. Yeah. You can load data into memory, you can process values from the memory, you can process literals. For all these loading and processing purposes, we make use of arithmetic and logical statements. The important token for these statements. Yeah, every statement is built out of tokens, but the key token here is the operator. These statements are built through operators. And, if people who come from a bit of programming background, who have already learned a bit of coding, then they feel there are several types of operators, so many types of operators. But here we have classified operators into a proper category based on a concept. Fine. So let's try to understand what operators are. These are symbols that perform well-defined task. Yeah, every operator performs a well-defined task. And now, for these operators to work, fine, the operators to work, they are classified into three types. This is their nature. Yeah, they keep performing different tasks. That's different. But the values with which they deal, these are only three types. These are unary operators. These work only with one value. Binary operators, these work with two values. And ternary operators, fine, this has three parts. Irrespective of which language we are working with, yeah, operators, by the nature of values they work with, we classify them into three types: unary, binary, ternary. And we have started with this because through this nature, we generate the statements, and for them, we have syntax. So what's the syntax of building arithmetic and logical statement using unary operator? Syntax is operator value, or it could be value then followed by operator. Example, you can see 5 factorial. First comes value, then comes your operator, or it could also be operator first and then value, depends. Binary operator, syntax is quite simple because it works with two values, value 1, operator, value 2. That's a very simple example, 12 plus 6. Similarly, we have ternary, and the syntax is slightly different here. We have part 1 question mark, part 2 colon, part 3. As of now, we don't consider any example for it. When we really start working with operators, we can see it more effectively because it's still related to some other topics. Once we cover them, then ternary operator example, just for example's sake, it'll be clear, but this is the syntax. Now, arithmetic and logical statements are of unary, binary, ternary. Based on their nature, we have a syntax and then statements are created. Fine. So now, based upon the task performed, operators are classified into 9 types. What are these 9? Yeah, we'll start working one after the other in the next video. But first, we will work only with one operator and then go ahead with further statements so that, our approach gives you a clear idea how we give instructions to the system and how system delivers what's expected. For that, we pick up, certain features from one statement and then move on to the next and keep giving you a concrete idea of how things are working in multiple languages. Then we will keep on improvising on that and keep making it better and better. Yeah, fine. Thank you. Then next session, we will look into types of operators. Thank you.